Hello everybody, welcome back to another 2024 election video. This time we're covering Trump's best case scenario in the 2024 election. So what is Donald Trump's ceiling in this election? So let's just get into setting up the safe blue states and safe red states. But formerly in Trump's best case scenario, when we did the last one, it was with Biden in the race. So Harris is a lot more of a better candidate than Joe Biden, so his ceiling's not going to be as high as it was in the July best case scenario video for Donald Trump. So let's just get right into it. So starting off with the first few states, Alaska, Iowa, Ohio, just all safe red states in the best case scenario, easily carries them by over 10% here. Texas and Florida would even go to Donald Trump by over 10% margins in a best case scenario, because we're assuming a best case scenario is Trump outperforms the polls by 2 to 3 points. Well, let's just say he outperforms by 3 to 4%, because he did that before in some statewide elections back in 2020. So he would carry Texas and Florida by over 10% margins. Going to the next few states, I think Colorado would go as a likely blue state in a best case scenario for Trump. I still think New Mexico and Virginia vote for Kamala Harris. She has pretty sizable leads in these states now, according to new polls. We saw one poll in Virginia having up by over 10. Another poll in New Mexico has her up by high single digits numbers. So she would still carry these states in a best case scenario for Trump, but he would make them closer than they usually are. Same with Minnesota. I don't think the state flips even in a best case scenario for Trump. Nebraska's second, on the other hand, I could see it flipping in a best case scenario. That's if the polls very much underestimate him in this district. And usually polls in Nebraska second are actually quite accurate. And we recently had a few likely blue polls for Harris, so I don't know, I'm more inclined to believe it's tilt blue rather than tilt dark, that I really thought about it. So let's keep on going on with the next few states. New Hampshire and Maine, I still think these states go to Harris in a best case scenario. She has a pretty sizable lead in New Hampshire. Same with Maine as well, but Maine's second goes safe Republican in this. So let's keep on moving. In Georgia, North Carolina, I don't think these would go likely Republican. I think best case Trump wins them by like 3 or 4 points. So that's just shy of that 5-point threshold to make it likely. In Arizona and Nevada, already Arizona is probably one of his best swing states so far, which is interesting, but that's probably because there's not as much black voters in the other swing states here. But again, with Arizona, in the best case scenario, he wins the state by about 3 percentage points against, or 3 or 4 percentage points, similar to Georgia and North Carolina's wins here. In Nevada, he would also carry this state in a best case scenario by over 1%. And then we're down to the 3 Rust Belt states, and none of them would go likely Republican for Trump. I think that's vastly overestimating him. In Wisconsin, he would probably, in a best case scenario, win it by about 2 percentage points, assuming he outperforms the polls by 4%. Same with Pennsylvania, and same with Michigan would also go as lean Republican. So in a best case scenario, Trump's margin would be 312 electoral votes to Kamala Harris's 226. So far, Harris leads the popular vote by a 3% average. So if Trump outperforms the polls by 3 or 4 points, we're looking at a tied popular vote or a narrow Trump popular vote victory. And let's just say he outperforms by about 4, because that's the margins he's using for these states here. So he would probably win the popular vote by 1% in his best case scenario right here. So this is my prediction. If Trump's best case scenario comes to fruition, this is what his ceiling looks like. And let me know what you think of this video in the comments down below. And if you're new to this channel and you enjoy videos like this, I highly recommend subscribing. And I would greatly appreciate it. Other than that, thanks so much for watching the video, and I'll see y'all in the next one.